How we communicate matters. Communication isn't just about what we say, but how we say it. It's not just about what we write, but how we write it. Or, in other words, the medium is the message. And when we're designing for church, this is so important. We want our design decisions to help our message, not hinder it. And when we get this wrong in church, it might look like this. A website that's disorganized and confusing could give the impression of a church that's disorganized and confusing, even if that's not actually true. Or a poster that prioritizes cool styles over legibility could give the impression of a church that values appearance more than substance, even if that's not really the case. Or a slapdash flyer that was made in a hurry might give the impression of a church that doesn't care that much, even if they really do. So how we communicate matters. And if we look at some of the ways that God communicates with us, we see that the Bible isn't just a short text briefly outlining the gospel. No, it's detailed, it's intentional, it's full of captivating stories and accurate histories and challenging letters and beautiful poetry. How we communicate matters. Or we see how creation isn't just functional, it's also beautiful. The breadth and depth of creativity on display is astounding. It's vast and its beauty is captivating. How we communicate matters. Or we see how Jesus didn't just give a load of university lectures. No, he told stories, he told parables, he asked questions, he engaged in two-way conversations. How we communicate matters. And looking at some of these ways that God communicates, it's undeniable that the medium is important to the message. The medium has meaning, it influences the message that we hear. Ken Mayer says that communication isn't what you say, it's about what they hear. It's not so much about sending the right message as it is about releasing the right response. So it's not just about you saying the right combination of things, but did it actually get through to the people you're trying to reach? Did they grasp what you were saying? Did they take it to heart? Did they really understand it? The way that we communicate matters. And this is so important for us as churches because what we're trying to communicate is so important. I really believe that we have the most beautiful message in the world, but is it being communicated in a way that helps people receive that message and see how beautiful it is? John Piper says that the beauty of the form reflects and honours the beauty of the subject and so honours the truth. The method and the matter become one, and the totality of both becomes a witness to the truth and beauty of the message. So, in other words, if you're communicating a beautiful message and you share it in a beautiful way, you're honouring the beauty of the message. And as churches, we have the most beautiful message to share. And so we should not be so pragmatic that we can't take the time to say beautifully what ought to be said about the gospel. So, how do we apply this to graphic design in a church context? Well, when we design, we need to be intentional about the medium that we use. So that partly means making decisions about whether to use a poster or a flyer or a social media post or a website banner in order to communicate our particular message. But it's more than that. All of our design decisions are helping to craft the medium that we're using to convey a specific message. So when you're choosing a font to use, consider how legible it is and what feeling it conveys. Or when you're selecting an image to use, think about the impression that it might create. Or when you're deciding how to lay out your text, the way that you use hierarchy and emphasis will impact how it's read and therefore how your message is received. Every design decision we make helps communicate something, and that's why graphic design is so important. All these small decisions are what make up the medium that we're using to communicate our message, and so these decisions have an impact on the message. So, for every design you make, think about the message that you want to be received. Consider how your choice of fonts, colour, and image can enhance your message. How will your use of contrast, hierarchy, and space help people focus on what you want to say? And how can your design serve the people that you're trying to reach and start a conversation with them? Josh Baer says, "My philosophy is I want to do it in a simple and beautiful way. I want to keep it simple so you understand it, and I want to do it beautifully so that you want to continue to look at it, so that you want to continue to share it with others." And I think that's a great philosophy for church graphic design, and something that I try and carry into my own designs for churches. I think our goal, if we design for church, is to create beautiful designs that help people grasp the beauty of the gospel, and to do it simply and clearly so that we serve the people that we're trying to reach and communicate with clarity. To think a little bit more about this topic, I'd recommend this video next, which talks about why graphic design is so important for churches. It's also lesson 1 of the course that I run that teaches graphic design for church contexts. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.